You man already, I see you man are active in the comments already. Smash that like button. Man, them are here, bruv. Kagey, Akeem. What you man saying?
Yeah, man. All good, man.
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm
Oh,
good.
mate. Bruv, oi, social media's been hot today. It's been hot today, you know.
It's been a mad one, you know. Like, as usual, it's always pinned to Man United as well, boy. It always comes back. It always comes back. Sometimes it's better if we weren't involved, but it's either our players or something to do with the club, innit? So, definitely funny. Definitely.
Nah, man. Social media. You know what's killed me though? It's like, even when this brother got arrested and that. You see, when he came out and they got him to do the interview and everything was like, them man were going on like someone died and that. You know, there was, it was like the sympathy this guy was getting. You hear bare lies about someone stabbing his sister and all these other things. There was a bare excuses for this guy, you know, bare excuses. But every single time something's gone wrong, there's always an excuse for this guy. Yeah, excuses that I've never seen in it. Do you know what I mean? And people can't really say, because before, when it was other players, they'd be like, oh, it's just because they're United players, the media, and all of this. Bro, this guy is got to be the most protected footballer that I've seen, yeah, in recent history. And you know what? He hasn't even done anything in the game to deserve it. You know, there's certain guys where you're like, you know what? We'll give them the benefit of the doubt because it's David Beckham, because it's Ryan Giggs or something. It's Harry Maguire. What the hell has this brother done in football to deserve the protection that he's getting? I've seen Jesse Lingard getting pammed here. United fans trying to run him out the club, bro. Like, my man's putting up posts about his daughter and stuff, and they're talking all sorts of recklessness in there. I see Pogba getting it. I see Martial getting it. Pogba gave his shirt to a fan on the last day of the season, and you see the abuse he was getting from the stands. Now, I mean, it's on video. Man has seen it. Martial getting abuse as well, all these other things. And then you got Harry Maguire gets arrested, throwing up 2 out of 10s, and man, I got a bag of excuses for him talking about mental health, fam.
Yeah, it's a mad one, to be honest. It's like, it's favoritism, innit? Some of the names that you've mentioned, like Jesse Lingard, look, it damaged his mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, to the point that people, even still to this day, every time he comments or posts or something, that people are getting at him. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's him. Do you know what I'm saying? He's done nothing wrong, really. Okay, he's not played as well as you wanted him to, but he's not done anything wrong. In a sense of costing Man. He's not. I can't think of a game he's cost Man United 3 points, like, or whatever. Do you get what I mean? Let alone what Maguire's done for club and country, what he's done from a letdown perspective in the last 3 or 4 months. So, and he's the captain. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's one of those factors that people keep saying, like, okay, Maguire's, people being harsh on Maguire. Anyone who's the captain of Manchester United will have pressure on them at a different level. Do you know what I'm saying? But on top of that, if you're not playing well as well, and you're off the field and on the field, you're dead, bro. Come on, you can't be all of that. You can't be all of that. Like, at least if you're not good on the field, off the field, you're a great captain and leader in some form. Maybe it's talking the way you talk to the press. Maybe it's, bro. He's had a terrible 3 or 4 months. It's on and off the field. Yeah. And you know what? That red card, just kind of put the cherry on the top for these last 3 or 4 months. Like, that just summed up the last 3 or 4 months, because the last couple of months, as me and Rants had heard Saeed talking rubbish the other day about people can make excuses and start saying, oh, it's because of Ollie, which it half is, don't get it twisted, but people could say it's because of Ollie or because of Luke Shaw and make all these excuses. And like me and Rance said, fundamentally, he is terrible himself. And there's no excuse now. He's in a different setup, a different team, 3 or 4 days later, a week later, a man makes the same mistakes, ones.
Well, this is what we're saying about Harry Maguire. Those 2 challenges for the yellow cards, they were like something you'd see in League 2. Do you see how mistimed and how clumsy he looked making them? You know what I mean? He looked clumsy in the tackle. That's not what you expect from somebody that's at the top level. And Manchester United captain. That's a problem for your club. Your club made him captain for whatever reason they saw fit, and it's put extra pressure on him that he didn't need. But all the off the field stuff, he should be getting crucified for. and the Sky Sports saviour package that they had for him after the game yesterday. Boy,
Savior package.
Special package
Bro,
delivery.
listen, you see when Jamie Redknapp was like, "Oh, I've been Liverpool captain," I was like, "Bruv, oh, stop that tape, innit? Stop that tape." And bruv, no one even remembers Jamie Redknapp used to play football, blood. Stop the tape. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here, man. All this sympathy, piss off, bro. Where was that sympathy? You see when Raheem Sterling was getting booed at every single ground in the country, bruv, when he left Liverpool.
yeah.
Where were these men talking about his mental health then? Where were they, bruv? He was a young kid at the time as well. Harry Maguire's not a young kid, bro. What's man, what, 26? Raheem Sterling, how old?
And you're forgetting the key thing about it is that my man, it's not like the Sterling thing with the tattoo and that. That's just nonsense, isn't it? Because people are trying to get on man about something that he believes in and he done. That is nothing in comparison to Harry Maguire that's been terrible on the field and terrible off it as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and that's factual as well. Like the stuff that's happened is factual. Do you know what I'm saying? The mistakes he made, like on and off the field. So why is anyone defending him? I do not know. Besides one point, it's a media darling thing, and this is the thing with English football. People they adopt media darlings, innit? They adopt people who they like, and they will defend them through thick and thin.
What has he done to even earn that, bruv? Because he's not even a good footballer. Do you see what I'm saying? If it was someone that was good, if it was Harry Kane, I'd get it. You know them, because Harry Kane has earned infinite excuses from everyone, bruv. Because you get me, man went to the World Cup, even though it was penalties, he bagged like 5 goals, he was one of the top scorers. Harry Kane is in the run for the Golden Boot every season. Like, bruv, he's earned the right, for man to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, same with Jamie Vardy. He's banged so many goals. Even if man wants to go out and flipping drink Red Bull, and be with like high prostitutes and that, he can do that because he bangs goals, fam. What does Harry Maguire do, bro? The bro's been relegated 4 times in his career and has no silverware to his name. Like, what has he done to deserve any sort of backing or support? More than the next man, bro. Jesse Lingard's won trophies, blood. Paul Pogba's won World Cups. Raheem Sterling's won trophies.
Do you think it's surrounded with the fact that the media needs like the new John Terry? Do you know what I'm saying? The English British centre back. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what it is.
On the head. Do you know what I'm saying? Them sort of that's
the Terry Butcher thing. Bro, listen, this is what they wanted Harry Maguire to be. You know, that's what they wanted him to be. That's what Sir Alex Ferguson wanted Phil Jones to be, and he wasn't that, bro. You know them man want these players, innit? They're so bad. They really wanted Harry Maguire to be John Terry so bad, bro. That's why they spent that money. That's why they gave him the armband, bro. I'm surprised he don't walk out with a head wrap every game, blood. You know what I'm saying? That's what they wanted him to be, you know. They wanted him to be John Terry, but he ain't even a quarter of the player John Terry was.
But this is it now, though, isn't it? With media darlings and everything else, Gareth Southgate is now included in that. You see, with Gareth Southgate, he's just followed in every trend that every other England manager before him's gone to. And that's you've given players shirts, so they know they're not in any danger of losing them. And he's one of them now. Harry Maguire is one of those where he knows his place is sure. They're talking about someone to play alongside Harry Maguire, when the issue isn't play alongside him, is to get somebody better than him. But he's now being seen as the guy that should be found a partner for. And this is an outrageous statement, and it shouldn't sound like one either. But Lewis Dunk is a better centre back than Harry Maguire.
Yes, sir.
And it's not even. You have to take out the 85 million. You've got to take out that he plays for Man United. Lewis Dunk is better. Ben White is probably better. On the ball, he's much better than Harry Maguire. It's not even close. You know what I'm saying? Jamal Lascelles is probably better.
Yeah, that's it. But you don't even have to dig deep to find better players than him, because I even say to people, like, the one thing I could say that Harry Maguire is actually good at is heading balls away when it gets put in, but that's not really a surprise, bro. You know what I mean? Man's got a plasma forehead, bro. Of course he's going to be putting the ball out, bro. He's got a massive head, bro. Like his slab head, bro.
Straight up. That's what I'm saying. And you know what? That's all, the problem is, it's the big club factor as well, innit? And every international manager who manages England specifically gets sucked into it. In fact, I'm not going to say other international teams, because other international teams, they don't call for debate like that. They'll standardly, do you know what I'm saying? Even if we don't agree with it, do you know what I mean? Didier Deschamps do that all the time. He leaves out French players that plays for Real Madrid, Man United. He don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But with England, if you play for Liverpool or Man United, more chance, unless you're really dead, you get into that team, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
You guys had it the best. You as soon as your guys leave, they're out the team. Nicky Butt, Phil Neville all of a sudden doesn't need to play for England no more. No, he's not at Man United. It happened to Emil Heskey when he left Liverpool. All of a sudden, he slowly transitioned out. It happens all the time. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. I guarantee that's the question, isn't it? If Harry Maguire was still playing for Leicester, would he even have got near that squad? No chance.
And especially not after what happened in Greece, he definitely wouldn't have.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Because you look at how this fraud Southgate, has dropped Foden and what's his name and Greenwood, after what's happened, and then he tried to make an example of Tammy Abraham and also Jadon Sancho.
Yeah,
but you still got Harry Maguire playing.
But you see,
went to jail, bro.
Yeah.
Two men went to link girls, and one brother went to jail. And the two men that went to link girls aren't in the squad, but the brother that was in prison is in the squad. Please try and make that make sense to me, bro.
You know what? Gareth Southgate backed himself in the corner though with that, didn't he? Because the first incident he had was the Raheem Sterling Joe Gomez, and instead of letting that just play out behind the scenes, let it be bygones be bygones. It's a training ground, bust up, leave it there. He dropped Sterling for a game, so he set that precedent from there. He didn't foresee that his British and proud Harry Maguire would go to Greece and cause such a ruckus and make have to question putting him in the squad or not. You know what I mean? And these are the problems he's had, and also he was delighted as well that I'm sure he was gutted that it wasn't Mason Greenwood, the one with the kid. And I know the media wish it was Greenwood, the one with the kid, because they would have been having a field day. You know what I'm saying? I've said it so many times. I haven't heard one sentence, one quote from Phil Foden's girlfriend, but they would have gone deep. I haven't heard one peep. You know what I'm saying? And then he's got the Tammy Abraham surprise party. He's punished him and Sancho, and not played them properly. Not so much Abraham, but Sancho. He's set himself a bad precedent from the Sterling thing. But the worst one he's got is Maguire with the whole prison thing. Bribery, corruption. That don't all go away from this poorly rehearsed interview that he did. I didn't buy one bit of it. I don't know about
that. Look like the R. Kelly one, innit? Man started crying at that. What y'all want from me? You know what I'm saying, man? It was horrible, blood. Man was talking about him saying, "Oh yeah, he's traumatized and that." Now he's not traumatized, bro. He just can't believe he got away with it, blood. He just feels he's relieved. He looked like a relieved man in the interview. He didn't look traumatized to me. He looked like shit. I didn't think I was gonna get out of there. You know what I'm saying? That's just all it is, bro. And you know what? That's what alcohol does, bro. Because when he's sober, he ain't got no bottle. We've seen it on the pitch. No bottle whatsoever. You know what I mean? He probably had a few drinks and was giving it the big one, bro. Do you know how much money I make? I'm the captain of Man United, bro. I remember what Van der Vaart said. He goes home every night and speaks to his wife and thinks, how the fuck am I on this much money, bro?
Straight.
He said it, bro. Rafa said it. He said this guy's rubbish. When we signed him, he laughed. Van der Vaart went on TV and laughed at us and said, this guy's crap. I can't believe it. That's what he said. And now we're seeing it now. Do you know what I mean? And Bear Man have got bare excuses for him, bro. The break cost £5 million less than Paul Pogba, £5 million less. And when we signed Paul Pogba, we signed a guy with 4 league titles and multiple championships. This brother come winning nothing with 4 relegations under his belt for £85 million. And guess what? No one really talks about the price tag as much as they should. Every time he makes a mistake, they should be laughing at him. They should be, because that's the kind of pressure that you come in. You come from Leicester, You've got no previous of doing anything in football, bruv. Imagine, what was the Maguire highlight reel before we signed him, bruv? Bruv, I only started hearing his name 6 months before the World Cup.
He just used to bang headers in, innit?
Headers, bro. He used to score bare headers. Now he's scored 1 goal, 2 goals for us or something, no league goals. He used to be this aerial threat. And now all of a sudden he can't get his head on the end of anything, bruv. Do you know what I mean? The guy's been a disaster, bro. From the beginning he's come. We're Man United and we have to play 3 at the back to accommodate him. Yeah.
And that's it. That's what I was gonna ask you, man, what you thought about like the Newcastle game. Would you drop him? Because like he either needs to get dropped or United need to play 3 at the back.
His head's gone, bro. Ollie's gonna play free at the back. He has to.
Well, you think but you won't drop him.
He'll play free at the back. Ollie don't know how to look after players, bro. You know what I mean? He's just grateful that he's got such a big squad because he's never had one. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like he's got these players. He won't rest Maguire. Maguire needs to be dropped from the team for like a month, like to get his head together. His head's gone, bro. The bottom line is, man can talk about mental health and all that. Like the theatre of dreams ain't for everyone. Bigger players than Harry Maguire have come and have failed. Do you know what I'm saying? And this guy's come from Leicester. As I said, they want him to be something he's not. They want him to be John Terry. They want him to be that tough British bulldog centre half. Bro, he's not built for that. You've just brought him in and given him the captain's armband and put the eyes of the whole world on this guy. Do you know what I mean? He's the most expensive defender in the world and he's the Man United captain and he's not good enough. You man have put pressure on this brother that he didn't want, didn't ask for, and didn't deserve, and now he's crumbling him right.
But then do you not think if he didn't want it as well, do you not think he should have said, "Nah, boss"? Like,
you can't turn down Man United. He was a Man United fan as well. You can't turn them down. But he's rubbish. Do you know what I mean? That's just what it is. He's rubbish, bruv. Like it is what it is. That's it. Like
I said, innit? Like we were saying when we were talking about him, like, listen, you know how you said you always like you can give you can kind of give like a blight, you can let people have a few mistakes here and there. That happens if you're great normally, innit? Even for Harry Maguire though, even I remember us talking about the when he got twisted up by Bergwijn at the end of last season. Even when that happened, I was still like, you know what? That's a one-off, innit? That's a one-off. But now there's no good defender where you see this happen 5, 6, 7 times, like in a space of 3 or 4 months. Like, come on, it doesn't happen. You know, even if you're not off form, you don't make that many mistakes. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is just that is too big for you. Sometimes you just got to go a step down, back to a Leicester or back to another team in the Premier League, because he's still a Premier League defender. But for Manchester United, it might be a step too far. And that's it.
Yeah. Absolutely. The super chat here about Grealish, we're going to come back to that, bro, because we're going to go into Southgate. We won't go into that right now, but we will answer that.
It's funny though. So
it is. Another super chat here. Why? That's my issue. Why the media and the managers picking and choosing who to punish and slating the media? If Paul Pogba one going to prison, they'd run him out. You know, of course, but they would say that he should never play for Man United again. Yeah, if Paul Pogba ever went jail. Bro,
let's not forget my man would get. Man were getting scolded just for dancing at his brother's wedding or something.
Yeah,
there you go.
Pogba, every little thing Pogba was doing.
And another thing with Pogba, do you remember how deep it was? How much criticism he was getting? He even, while he was like on gas in the hospital, to prove he was injured, showed his ankle. That's how deep it was.
Man saying he was faking it,
he had to do it. Yeah. He felt he had to do that. That's mad. You know that? Do you know how mad that is? He's in hospital. Like, look, I'm really hurt. Here's the video while I'm high on gas.
Bro, joke thing. And he's 27 years old, you know. Raheem Sterling's 25 now. So when he was getting that abuse, he was about 21 years old. A young kid, getting absolutely hammered by the media, by all the fans, bro. Like, every ground in the country he went to, he was getting booed when he signed for Manchester City, and they fabricated this thing like he's some greedy, this, that, and the other. That's why he left Liverpool and all of these. Like, players don't leave for more money all the time to go places. And furthermore, not only did he get more money, but bruv, this player's won everything but the Champions League at Manchester City. So it proved him right for leaving when he left. Do you know what I'm saying? And this guy got booed at every single ground in the country, and nobody spoke about Raheem Sterling's mental health as a young 21-year-old black boy. No one did. Do you know what I mean? But now all of a sudden, 27-year-old Harry Maguire is the victim in this, bruv. He's the England captain. I mean, the Man United captain. One of the first names on the team sheet for England's been jail. He's a shit footballer, blood. The man are talking about his mental health, blood. Are you mad?
And a 35-minute two card red card as well, bro. But you can't be making them mistakes, man.
This is it, bruv. Oi, man, oi, blood, look at you, brother. Yeah, you better turn your phone around, blood. There's this brother. Hold on a minute. You know the one there. Man, like, what is going on?
Yo, what's going on? Let me try and get this phone stand up somewhere because I'm all over the place
That's
today.
I mean, man, my man and that man. Man's doing work with the Premier League and he's coming with his phone long ways and that, bro. This guy, bro.
I'm a mess. I'm in a mess. I'm sorry. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, all good, bro.
Good,
Man, I'm
brother.
talking about Harry Maguire, bro. I'm just seeing a list of defenders better than Harry Maguire, and I need to scroll down.
I feel sorry for you, man, because you man have spent a lot of money on him, and you kind of have to dig your heels in and almost kind of surround him with, I don't know what you're going to do, surround him with another defender or something.
Yeah, it's all mad, bro.
That's it. Like I said, they have to play three at the back. Do you know what I mean? Because he can't play with two. Do you know what I mean? Unless there's someone who's just telling him everything to do, when to sit, when to walk, when to pass the ball. Do you know what I mean? And Man United ain't got another defender that can do that for him, so there needs to be two of him. Do you know what I mean? So,
and it's not a base issue either. I know people talk about that. You don't have to be the quickest. You just have to be smart. If you're not the quickest, and the thing is, he doesn't have the intelligence either.
That's why you need a good football brain. That's the thing, and he hasn't got. You can tell he hasn't got that from that mistake he made, because besides not staying on your feet, the whole surrounding, there's so many reasons. There was 3 or 4 reasons why you didn't need to do that. Do you know what I mean? There were 3 or 4 reasons why. And as a defender at his level, bro, even as a defender at championship level, you should be able to know that. You should be able to read the game in the 35th minute of a game. It's not like it's a knockout, you know. Man United and England needed to get stuck in and go for it. It's 35 minutes into a game, into a competitive game. Why are you doing that?
I think also as well, the problem with him is that he knew he didn't have the recovery pace. So, you know, if a fast defender makes that mistake, they just run alongside and usher them out and try and keep up with the threat going in behind. But because he knew he's flat-footed, he ain't going anywhere. Like, if someone turns him, it's a wrap. So he's not be able to catch anyone. And for that reason, he just went and dived in. And it's stupid because he's meant to be captain of Man United, experienced defender. He should know better than that. That's something you'd expect from, dare I say it, a Joe Gomez or a Tomori or someone. Do you know what I mean? A young defender.
Oi, bruv, some of these comments are taking me out, bruv. The R. Kelly to yo, like, it's real. I swear down, bruv. Harry Maguire, bruv. Man like H. Kelly and that, bruv. He's doing hard time, B.
I watched about 35 seconds of that interview and I switched it off.
But I didn't even see it. I just saw them setting up the cameras, and I said, I'm not here for this bullshit. But I didn't even watch it. You know, I didn't even watch the Harry Maguire interview. I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna disrespect myself and watch that, because you knew what was coming, innit? You knew what was coming. You see how certain other man would have got vilified for that. You know them ones. How many, bruv? Like, even what happened with flipping Greenwood and them, man, bruv, nothing. All you saw was some little generic flipping kind of statement that went out from both the footballers, and then since then, their man have just really been nowhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? Gareth Southgate's out here trying to punish these little kids. They're little kids, bro. Kids make mistakes. Get on with it, bro. What Harry Maguire did weren't a kid making a mistake, bro. It wasn't even remotely the same. And the way he's dealt with that, the way he's dealt with Abraham and Jadon Sancho, and the way he's dealing with Harry Maguire, it's a madness. He got himself sent off, but to be honest, he shouldn't have been in the team.
It's true. He's been having poor form going into the game, so I don't really understand. The thing is with Southgate, I don't understand many things that he does. So we could be here all day about his team selections and the way that he even tries to address games. I mean, I'm not particularly sure what he's trying to carry out, but when you've got Sancho, Grealish, so many creative attacking players in this England setup, and you choose to go with such a negative formation, you know what I mean? I personally don't really get it. You're not getting the best out of your best players for me, so I don't understand what he's trying to do. It's mind-boggling, if I'm honest.
Bruv, like, Kagey, bruv, think about it this way, This is probably the most exciting English crop of youngsters we've had in a while in terms of flair and stuff like that. What the hell is Southgate doing, bruv? Honestly, like, I don't know how we get him sacked. If you don't have any ideas, let me know, bruv. I'm down, innit? Because I know how it works with the club propaganda and that. I know how it works with England. I don't know if man have to keep atting the FA or something, but this is bruv, this is unbelievable, blood.
You're already on it with Ollie, so
bro, I'm happy to get Southgate out, whatever it takes. You know, I'm down, because you know what it is, These young English players, when you look at like Jack Grealish, he's a throwback. He's a throwback creative, like maestro, This brother's got everything it takes to be a top player. Well, he is a top player anyway, but he's got everything it takes. He's got the arrogance. He's got that nastiness, that little nasty streak about him. You can't kick him out of a football game. He reads the game well. He's intelligent, great on the ball, everything. He's a creative genius, bruv. He got man of the match on his debut, and then hasn't played the next 2 games, bruv. Man can't tell me it's not personal with Jack Grealish. It's personal, and this player's sucking off Mason Mount, bruv. Like, I don't get it, bruv. I mean, I don't understand it, bro. When you look at Southgate as a footballer, you can understand what kind of manager the guy is, innit?
Do you know, I think it just goes back to the same thing we were just talking about just before Matisse joined as well. It was just the fact that it's this big team formula. It's like Mason Mount's got to be in or around the team because he plays in the first 11 for one of the biggest clubs in the country. And unfortunately, Maguire and all of these sort of players get the same stress. If Jack Grealish got that big move this summer, like a lot of people expected him to, he would be straight in that starting 11. And it just goes to show that Southgate or the coaching staff, they're not watching the smaller teams like they should. I can only assume this, innit? I can only assume that it's either personal or on the flip side, they're just so ignorant and they're not watching these games. They're not watching the way how good Jack Grealish is for a Villa, but yet his eyes are peeled watching Frank Lampard's team week in, week out.
I don't think that's the truth, though. I just think he don't like him, bro. Even if Grealish came to Man United, because he dropped Chris Smalling, and Chris Smalling was at Man United. Chris Smalling's better than flipping Harry Maguire. I just think he don't like him because a player like Jack Grealish, he's a maverick, innit? Like he's a kind of, you don't tell him what to do. You just put him out there. He does his thing, innit?
That's the thing. Any other country would be playing Jack Grealish, man. He's one of the best players we got. Yeah. You know what? He's in the top 3. If you
he's our second best player, but you build the team around Jack Grealish. If you're an England manager.
But you see how Gareth Southgate talks about him when he does actually take time to speak about him. It almost sounds like he wants to coach the sauciness out of him. You know what I mean? He wants to take all of that creativity he's got just to fit in the system. And not use him to his strength like he did against Wales. Look how forward the team was pushed up when he got the ball. Team was going forward and looked threatening when he had the ball every time. But he seems to be trying to play with like 4 DMs. He's trying to play the Palace mode at the minute. And if you're going to be that defensive against a team like Denmark, look what he's going to do against France and stuff. France, Italy. He's going to be playing like Rice, Phillips, Ward-Prowse. He's going to try and stuff all of them in the midfield just so he doesn't get beat. And I think he's moving on to that mode now, Gareth Southgate. I think he's moved on to that. I just don't want to get beat now. Yeah. And it's an ugly trap to fall into.
Bro, he's in survival mode, blood. How are you in survival mode in friendlies, fam? I don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, look, what is going on with the all right backs that he keeps putting in? Like, why?
Man playing 4 right backs. And them things above. Gareth Southgate's lost it, innit? I don't know what it is, bro. I think his job's not even under threat, and it's like he playing every game like he's trying to save his job. It's like he knows he's not meant to be there.
Thing is as well. This is his experience, right? Is Middlesbrough. I think he was a player there for I think most of his career. That's the only place I know him from anyway. And then obviously player manager as well. He's not used to dealing with top players. He's not used to dealing with Jack Grealish's players that really are very flair. They're not really even, quote unquote English players that we're used to. Do you know what I mean? They got too much flair for us. He doesn't really know what to do with them. All he knows what to do is really just really hammer home that, get that creativity out of them. And I mean out of them is get it out and put back in the passion. Do you know what I mean? Get that back into them. Get the running into them. And he's going to slowly end up killing these creative players that we have. The likes of Foden, the likes of Sancho. These are not the kind of players that suit a Southgate. Imagine giving these players to, I don't know, an Allardyce or a Pulis. You don't do that. Do you know what I mean? That's not what you do. There's a reason why certain managers coach lower teams and certain managers coach top teams because they know what to do with these top players and how to get the best out of them. And Southgate is not a top coach. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Never has been.
Wasn't Southgate with David Ginola at Villa though? Wasn't he there at the same time? Surely he knows. Wasn't he there at the same time?
I'm not sure.
I can't even confirm that. You guys let us know. There'll be a Villa fan in here for sure.
But like we said a couple of days ago, like I feel, Southgate's career path has been very similar to Ollie. Do you know what I mean? It's actually surprising he's actually at the helm of the biggest job in England, ultimately. Do you know what I mean? Like, so he's, his career and his, even before that situation, his highlight is his little stint at Middlesbrough that didn't even end well. Do you know what I mean? So I do think, like I said, I do think he's done better than people expected him to do, because people laughed when he came in. But I think now is just a time, you know, shake hands. Don't bring in no one like Stuart Pearce or anyone to replace him. No nonsense. Do you know what I mean? You need to put a proper coach in to that team, because like we've been saying, you know, England's got 3 or 4 years of this generation whilst they're on their march to their peak. And if you miss it and you got Kane at 32 or whatever, you've lost it. You've lost the opportunity to win something big in the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and all that being said as well, the next coach has to separate themselves from the players and not become pally-pally with them, like he's done with Jordan Pickford. For some reason, he's got this thing with Jordan Pickford where he doesn't feel that he can drop him or even give him some criticism where it's deserved. And also with Pickford, all this talk about Nick Pope. Nick Pope's got the Andy Cole tag at the minute. Remember where people used to say Andy Cole needs 6 or 7 chances to score 1? Yeah. Nick Pope's got this thing of his distribution's not good. People are just saying it now. They don't actually know what they're saying.
They don't mean it.
You know what I'm saying?
It, yeah.
And with Jordan Pickford, he, in his one opportunity in the game to get England back in the game with a free kick into the box last minute, he punts it low and it hit the Denmark player straight off. He didn't even go high into the box for someone to mess with it. It went low to the Denmark player and everyone had to just get back out. And that's what we call in good distribution. People just go with stuff and just repeat it. They don't. If you ask somebody, why do you think Nick Pope has got bad distribution? They would not be able to tell you. They wouldn't be able to tell you.
They done this whole Pickford thing from the beginning. Yeah, they were saying, he's good with his feet. That's what they were trying to sell us at the beginning when he first came through. When he was it Sunderland?
Yeah.
Their man was saying, he's good with his feet. He's good with his feet. The guy's shit with his feet. What are you talking about? What, he's left-footed? Is that what good with your feet is? I'm confused. I'm confused, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because they were like, he's good with his feet. The guy is fucking trash, bro. And he's always been trash, bro. Some of the stuff he's getting beat with, if my keeper on a Sunday gets beat with some of those, I'm fuming. Do you know what I mean? And this is a big Premier League England international. The guy is terrible, isn't it? And the fact that he's still in the team, it shows you, that Gareth Southgate just has players he likes and he picks them, bro. And honestly, he's killing this new generation of footballer, because our strengths are actually our attack, but we play a very defensive shape.
Yeah,
but nothing changes in it. It's just the same old, you know, just like how it was 10, 15 years ago with England. There's favoritisms, like, okay, Pickford plays better for England than he does for Everton, but the reality is he's not good enough to be the goalkeeper for England. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? But England have been like that for a long time. They've not chosen the right goalkeeper for a long period. Do you know what I mean? England were dancing around with Joe Hart for years. Do you know what I mean? Like Paul Robinson, like Nigel Martin, all of these just basic keepers. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, David James had a 3-year stint. Do you know what I mean? It was just like whatever. I don't think no one's ever taken a goalkeeper position seriously with England. It's just like, it's almost like if you're the best mate of the manager, that's it. All right.
It's true. It's true. Post Seaman, it's just been what, David James and then whoever, bro. Like then the man ain't really Robinson. Yeah, Joe Hart, Brad, all them, and even Joe Hart was probably like the longest serving England goalkeeper, and even he was done and he was still there, bro. Like they've never had a real. I think that this is probably the most competitive the England goalkeeping situation's been in a very long time, where we've got 3 or 4 Premier League England goalkeepers, and they're sticking with the shittest one of the lot of them.
That's what I was just about to say. I mean, you've got Dean Henderson there. Southgate's been so good with putting youth into the English team and trying to get them in. Why not Henderson? He's clearly got potential. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense to me why you wouldn't just get him into the team now. You know his potential and ceiling is higher than Pickford. I don't think it takes a scientist to work that out. Even Pickford at Everton, I don't think he'll last long there, because Ancelotti, James Rodriguez, these guys are winners. They don't play with average players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I said that yesterday. The longer Ancelotti's there, his days are numbered, bro. If Ancelotti's got another 2 seasons there, Pickford's not lasting past this season.
No, and I think if they got their hands on Martinez, who ended up going to Aston Villa, Jesus Christ, that team would have been on a whole nother level entirely. So I don't think he's got many days left there either, to be honest.
But like what Akeem said about the big club thing, Dean Henderson shouldn't get in on the basis that he's not playing much now. So he should be Nick Pope. Nick Pope has been consistent since he broke in past Tom Heaton at Burnley. He's been consistent since then. He had a shoulder injury, took out the team. They brought in Joe Hart. He come back, moved out Heaton and Hart. He's been that good. But it's because he's at Burnley. This is the problem. He doesn't look as sexy as it does for Liverpool, Chelsea, and other big clubs. But he's been consistent for the last 2-3 years now. But this is the thing. Dean Henderson is good. Don't get me wrong, but he's not playing at the minute. He's only getting the Carabao Cup games, so he can't really go on that because I don't even know who Man United have played in the Carabao Cup. So
that's what I mean. So, bruv, the bottom line is, Southgate's having a fucking mare, bro. I don't think anyone can defend anything he's doing. Like, the style of football is not good. Do you know what I'm saying? The direction that bruv, there's nothing to buy into when I'm looking at Gareth Southgate. There's nothing. He's got exciting players. The football's not exciting. And the reason why I said we should build the team around Jack Grealish, and this guy said so Grealish is better than Sancho, bruv. Jack Grealish, single-handedly almost kept Aston Villa up. I don't even believe Jadon Sancho does that. Do you know what I mean? Jadon Sancho's got the highest ceiling, I think, out of all the English players. But the facts are, the German league ain't that good. It's not in it. They play some great football, but the defending in that league is borderline shambolic in it. I've seen some horrible things there. And a lot of these teams play a very high line. Yeah. And anyone that's got half a brain cell can unlock these defenses, bruv. Like
also there's a big difference between having the ability and talent, having a good footballing brain, and also being impactful in the game as well. And Jack Grealish has all three of those. Do you know what I mean? He's impactful whilst he's playing, like in big games. Do you know what I mean? Games that matter for Villa. Like, he showed up. Do you know what I mean? And he played sometimes. There was times he played like a 9 out of 10 when the rest of his team played 6s. Do you know what I mean?
He's used to dragging his team. And I think even Wilfred Zaha was like that for Palace when he was playing at his best. Those type of players down there, they need more respect because, they might not have a higher ceiling than Sancho. And to be honest, comparing Sancho and Grealish is silly anyway because they're not the same type of player. So it doesn't make any sense. But those type of players with that different mentality and tenacity to drag a team up, that's a different breed. It's a different type of mentality because stepping onto that football pitch from minute one, you're the best guy. And if you don't turn up, it's done for the rest of them. Do you know what I mean? You're literally leading them into the battle. And if you don't shine the rest of their shoes, then everybody's going home with no points. So
that's it.
It's as simple as that. You have to respect it. It's a
there
whole
you go. And when you look at Grealish, man, coming got an assist. He's our most creative player, bro. Like, when you look at it, you need to build the attack around this player. You need to build your whole attack through Jack Grealish, because if he is the shuttle for your attack, you're going to create chances. If you've got pace around him and Harry Kane in the box, bro, you're going to score goals. You're going to score goals. This brother, is creating a shitload of chances in an Aston Villa team that ain't really scoring goals, last season. This season, they put 7 past Liverpool. But last season, them man weren't really scoring goals like that. They were fighting to stay up, and this guy created only Kevin De Bruyne created more opportunities than this guy in the league playing for that team. So if you put him in a team with Raheem Sterling, Jadon Sancho, or a Rashford and a Kane, you can't tell me that this guy is not going to be loving life, bro. You have to absolutely build the attack through this player. Like, then he's put up the numbers, bro. You can't argue with the numbers.
Yeah.
You can't argue with them.
And then the key to that as well is then to put a double pivot behind him that are going to protect him, much like Everton do with James Rodriguez. They don't leave him out to dry. They put a pivot of Decore and Allen behind, and they make sure that they protect him. So on transition, they're not getting caught out. You don't ask, James Rodriguez to track back into the 6-yard box. You don't ask Jack Grealish to do that. You don't ask Mesut Ozil to do that. In this country, we fail to understand these players. If you're going to use them correctly. Do you know what I mean? And England need to do that. You've got Declan Rice there, who's used to playing a pivot at West Ham anyway. So you've already got one leg up on it. Even if you have to stick a Henderson next to him, I don't really care. But make sure that you're getting the best out of the front four. If you do that, then if you have to stick in hard workers in the midfield, that's probably what we need. You know what I mean? Maybe you have to drop a few midfielders that you might want to see, a few centre mids. But as long as you get the best out of the attackers, then you're halfway there. So they need to make sure that they play the right players around them as well.
Fact. So you man slap the like button. There's 1.8k in here, bruv. And what these men are saying, you ain't even hit 500 likes. You're taking a piss tonight, bruv. What's wrong with you, man? You man are sleeping, bruv. Yo, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Moving mad. Know what I'm saying? But yeah, Southgate, fam, we gotta get him out, bro. As far as I'm concerned, so we're not gonna win anything.
No.
We're not.
Yeah.
It'll be hard enough to win stuff with a good manager.
Out of respect, they will give him at least one tournament. At least, I feel like. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like because he's deep rooted into that England setup. You know, like he's basically friends and pally with that whole team from top to bottom. Do you know what I mean? From the under 21s, the under 18s. I don't see him getting sacked unless he does something really mad in the next year. Like he'll stay there until at least, and he's probably more likely to step down, to be honest with you. Like that's what I can see. I can't see him getting sacked though.
That's what I mean.
He's not an outsider. That's why getting rid of man like Sven and stuff is easy. Do you know what I mean? He's an outsider. Do you know what I mean? Like get lost, clear off. Do you know what I mean? But to get rid of these sort of England man, do you know what I'm saying? Gareth Southgate is like part of the fabric of this sort of like England style in terms of what England stood for.
Send him back to the under 21s, bruv, because we don't bring that fraud 80 Bruce for it or something down there, bruv.
And that's what I'm saying is it will be something like that. Like you'll probably more likely just go back into the setup. Do you know what I mean? And then there'll have to be someone that takes his place, unfortunately. So
80 Boothroyd, you know. You see what I mean? What is wrong with this place? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like even the style of players have changed, yeah, but it's still the flipping old guard. It's the same old boys club, innit? The same bullshit. The Steve McLarens, the Roy Hodgsons, bruv. Southgate's just the new generation of Steve McLarens.
Do you think it would have been worse or better if Sam Allardyce stayed?
Bruv, if Allardyce stayed, yeah, like, bruv, but you know what it is with Sam Allardyce, yeah? Sam Allardyce would have played Grealish, bruv. This brother had JJ Okocha.
Yeah.
There's no way Sam Allardyce ain't playing Grealish. You know why? Because Sam Allardyce don't really like coaching like that. So he likes players that can do their own thing. You know, Sam Allardyce just gets loads of man.
My man's gone to get some mushy peas and chips in that.
That's it. Sam Allardyce is there just, you know what I mean? He's there betting on the horses, blood. He's not really on doing like getting his boots dirty like that. You know what I mean? So Allardyce likes ready-made players, bro. That's what he likes. You know, that's why he went for the Campos and that, bro. In his most successful time as a manager, he bought guys that were seasoned vets, almost past it, but still had enough in the tank. And Nelka, all these men. You know what I mean? That's what Allardyce likes. He likes experience, guys that Kevin Davis up there, fucking Kevin Nolan and that. Get these fuckers out there, get it in the mixer, bro. You know what I mean?
Even Campo.
Bro, I'm telling you, he would have loved Jack Grealish, bro. He would have got Vardy out of retirement and he would have gone with two up front and played Vardy and Kane and said, fuck this. You know what I mean? That's what Allardyce is on, bro. I'm telling you, Allardyce is on it, bro. Percentage football. He would have definitely been playing Grealish, bro.
Yeah, Allardyce would have loved DCL. He would have played him to death.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah.
He's a proper Allardyce player, innit? Like in the mixer, bro. Get it in there.
Yeah.
I'm saying, and he would have just been putting it on guys. That's just exactly what it is. And the thing is, Gareth Southgate conned us in it at the beginning because he came in, he started bringing through all of the young players. But what he was really doing was he was just picking his favorites from when he used to coach the under 21s. So we thought, oh yeah, he's going to bring in all the young guys and he's going to play this progressive football. But really, he was playing the likes of fucking Andros Townsend, Fabian Delph, all the guys that he knew from the under 21s and just bringing them in. That's all he was doing, bruv. But he's not a progressive manager. And you know what he does sometimes? Like he brings in younger players to make it look like he's got this plan in his head. But really, he's just dishing out debuts for the fucking sake of it, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
the other day, I bet you Saka don't play no football for England when it matters.
Yeah, the whole problem is you've got headlines saying Mason Mount, I can play with Grealish. It should be Jack Grealish, I can play with Mason Mount. It should be that way round, not Mason Mount accommodating Jack Grealish. It don't work like that. And this is a big problem with England. They don't know how to use their players. It's like when Italy won the World Cup in 2006. They had Totti and Del Piero. They knew that it doesn't work with them both. So they played one game, one off. They rotated them, so it worked. You know, unlike England, that try and cram everything in. Where it doesn't work, you got like 4 right backs playing in a 5-man defense or whatever.
But why does Mount have to play though? That's what I don't understand.
Other nations know how to do it. England just don't. They don't want to know, or they just don't know how to. You know what I'm saying? They're scared of what the media is going to say. Oh my God, he didn't play. Mason Mount, who's been outstanding for Chelsea. You know what I mean? It's things like that. They're scared of stuff like that over here.
Bro, we've got the most attacking England team here that we've probably ever had, bro. Man got 2 goals from open play in the World Cup. 2 goals with this Gareth Southgate. How are we getting 2 goals from? Yeah, we got that. Fucking Kane scored 4 or 5 penalties, bro.
Yeah, and I think that's what people forget when they talk about that World Cup. Not only did we play a lot of bad teams, we got a lot of penalties. You know, a few set pieces. I think the goal against Croatia was a free kick from Trippier. You know, these things, if you just look at results and you look at, England got to the semi-finals, you don't really dig deep, watch the games. How did we play? How did we get our goals? Do you know what I mean? Did we play any style of football? Did we actually look like we're going to build on from this, or did we just get as far as we could and be like, right, this is the best we can do? There's things like that you got to look at, because I would have preferred if we had maybe not gone around further, but we actually played football, scored from open play, beat a big team in the group. I would take a round off, and I'd say it was a better tournament.
This is what I'm trying to say. Slap the like, guys, bro. We got 1.9k in here, only 570 likes. Get it up to 1,000. Let's go. And yeah, bro, that tournament's a joke, isn't it? I think it was because all the romance, we got sucked in it. Bear man thought he was coming home. I knew it weren't coming home.
Nah, not me. You can't fool me like that.
The weather was nice. You know what I mean? Even the gal were watching football. It was all mad, didn't it? Everyone was getting gassed.
Not many, like maybe 2% of people watch that tournament with a tactical eye. Most people watch that emotions. So I'm not even surprised. I'm not even surprised that people don't remember how that tournament really went. Even I was like, come on, England, let's go. Do you know what I mean? You just get into it. There's a few beers, the lads are around. Suddenly, you're not even thinking about we're playing. It's just passion merchants. Here we go. But when you really look back on it, that's when you start to see, oh crap, we ain't shit. You know what I mean?
But that's it with them competitions. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can do that until it gets to there's 7 games to win it, innit? And after at least one of them 7 games, you normally get found out by a team that's set up better, that's coached better. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened to England. Eventually, it just happened. That passion thing just didn't work anymore. Do you know what I mean? I remember the fans here was pissing the whole world off. Do you know what I'm saying? With that coming home thing, that everyone was getting pissed off with that. You know, everyone outside of England. But listen, end of the day, it didn't matter. Do you know what I mean? It's a shame. It's a shame because I know England. I know they would have given us some sort of public holiday. God knows what would have happened in England if they won the World Cup again. I don't even know. Like, I couldn't understand what would happen. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's going to have to be another couple of years till we find out. Potentially.
Did they not name a whole station after this guy? A whole tube station got named after him. We didn't even do it.
Yeah, Southgate. Yeah, you're right, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Standards are on the floor.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. Because man got to a semi-final, yeah. Like what? Did you see what I'm saying? And off the back of that, yeah, he'll keep his job now, bruv. He'll keep his job off the back of that. And like we can really see.
Yeah, it's true. He is living off that right now. He is living off that.
We can see that man's not good, bruv. We can actually see it. So I don't understand. And I know that these young players are going to 100%. If they haven't already lost faith in him, they're going to, because you can't tell me that Raheem Sterling's not looking at him out the side of his eye because of the Joe Gomez situation. Yeah. You can't tell me that Sancho and Tammy are now looking at this guy saying, yo, this guy's a pussy, yo. Like Harry Maguire is still playing. And then you've got Mason and Foden now not playing. And it's like, you can't tell me these boys aren't looking at this and saying, yo, this guy's an idiot, you know? And the thing is, with the whole Sterling thing, the worst thing about it is Southgate let the media in. How the hell did that get to the media, bro? He could have easily dealt with the situation, yeah? Not played either of them, or just not played Sterling and said, oh, you know what? Like, you know what I mean? He felt his calf or something, we're not risking him, whatever, and just dealt with it in-house. He never needed to get to the media. Exactly, as soon as these things start getting
but you know what's happening is they're trying in the England squad, they're trying to make these sort of like different I think he tried to come out so he looked like he was in control of a situation, and it ended up making it seem the complete opposite. And I've realized over the last week, Harry Kane's adopted this situation where he's almost like the overseeing leader. He's almost like he's assistant manager. Do you know what I mean? I don't even know if you heard what he said yesterday. He came out with some comments saying we don't have a disciplinary problem in the England squad. I'm like, bro, How can he come out of that? Do you know what I mean? It's like do you know what I'm saying? He's coming out of it like, bro, just because obviously there was a couple of sendings off. Do you know what I'm saying? So obviously that alongside, for anyone who didn't know, last week what he done when the whole Tammy thing came out, apparently him and Pickford and some of the other senior players got together to discuss what they should do to get the younger kids basically on the right track or something. I'm just thinking like, bro, like I don't understand. Obviously, this is all an agenda. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like Southgate's probably told Kane, you need to try and be that example.
It's like he's got the authority. It's almost like he's keeping the senior players close to him because he knows he's out of his depth. And he probably thinks the players will respect Kane and that more than they respect him. You know what I'm saying? That's what, because if you're a disciplinarian and you've got respect, you don't need these players like Pickford and that to talk to the players. You can talk to them yourself.
Yeah, I think as well. You're looking at Foden and Sterling especially. They're training with Pep every week. So every time they have to come to one of these little international breaks to come and talk to Gareth, I can't even imagine the drop off in quality. Like I know we spit about Pep and we talk about his Champions League experiments and he's looking like Lilo and Stitch 626 and he's got all of this extra stuff going on. But in honesty, he's still one of the best coaches in the world. When you drop from Pep to Gareth Southgate, I don't know what you're dealing with in that situation.
So in that case, what's Ollie to Southgate? Is that a step up then? Still a step up.
I'll let you and Rants talk about that.
Innit? On the flip side, that's still a step up, innit? Like Russia's coming to that, like taking notes and that, listening to Southgate. So, but yeah, I get you. I hear you.
That's what I mean. And again, you look at that. Kane's not a leader either. You know them ones. Kane, just like Harry Maguire, these men are trying to force this.
Listen, that Spurs all or nothing. Them pep talks before going out was.
We're gonna fucking get into him. Fucking. That is all he says.
He's not a leader. So just let players be good players, innit? Stop giving them responsibilities they don't need, innit? Harry Kane ain't a leader.
He's not.
Harry
even a
Maguire ain't a leader. Do you know what I'm saying? Harry Kane can't even speak, bruv. He doesn't want to speak. He just wants to put the ball in the top corner. That's what he does well. Let him do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When you're saying Harry Kane, take the team talk, I'd rather not. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to hear Harry Kane.
You're watching Dele Alli with his head down and he's not even listening to what Kane's saying. It's just a mess. Come on. We've come from the days of Rio Ferdinand, John Terry, proper captains doing proper speeches, and then it's not how it's meant to go, man. Find the proper captain.
Trust me.
Well, that's what it is. So the whole England setup's an absolute shambles. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, isn't it? There's no real leaders there. You know what I mean? You've got Hendo there probably, and even Eric Dyer is probably more of a leader than flipping Harry Kane. Do you know what I mean? Like that's just how it is. So the geezer, it just doesn't even work. The whole setup is a shambles. Gareth Southgate is a shambles. When you look at the whole thing, like all the ingredients is there to be a half decent side. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying England will go and win the World Cup. I'm not saying that. But the ingredients are there, and you've got Gareth Southgate in the kitchen, bro. Like it's a disaster.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen for these guys until they start being scared to lose the ball as well. There's so many safe passes behind the halfway line. I mean, even Calvin Phillips has been doing it as well. And as good as he's been,
is conducive to that though. When you play that shape,
you
have more players behind you than you do in front of you.
But this was the thing though when he had Grealish on though, because Grealish isn't doing that. He'll be an outlet and take the ball up. But when he wasn't playing, and he's obviously punishing Sancho, there's no ball carriers on there, so everyone's just passing the ball. It's all nice and safe, and then they'll eventually launch one up. You're not going to win nothing in international football doing that.
But also, which players on that pitch had the quality to make the pass that we're talking about here? We're talking about eye through the needle of pass. If you ain't got Grealish on the pitch, I know Mason Mount from watching him, as much as I respect and love what he does for us. I know he needs to work on his final ball. I wouldn't say Rashford is particularly fantastic at the final ball either.
He's not.
Do you know what I mean? So who are you looking to make that pass?
Neither is Sterling, really.
That pass when they know they can't do it.
Neither is Sterling. The only guy that's got the final ball is Jack Grealish. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's it. Do you know what I mean? You can someone say James Maddison as well. Yeah, maybe. Do you know what I mean? But that kind of player, is the player that's getting snuffed out in this system at the moment.
Phil Foden as well. Another player that would have had the final passes. Phil Foden as well.
Yeah,
That's it.
So, but what do you man think is the reason why Southgate and Lampard like Mason Mount so much? Honestly,
I think he is a manager's dream in the fact that if you're worried about honestly, if you're worried about you want the combination right off the ball and on, because he does have quality on the ball, but he's just not Jack Grealish. Do you know what I mean? He's not gonna be that guy. He does need to be playing a bit deeper where he's not making the final pass, but he can keep things ticking over. He can be good in tight areas as well. And he can progress the ball and move it onto the more creative players a bit quicker. He's not going to hold on to it. He's not a ball hogger. He knows his limitations. I think in terms of getting the balance right between a team that needs to be good off the ball defensively and on the ball, he's your very much in between kind of player that can kind of make shift and do both. So you're not weaker defensively because he will press and he will get around the pitch. But these managers, they seem to they want a big emphasis on pressing, work rate, these things, and Mason kind of like typifies that. He kind of represents that. So I guess that's what they want to have that carried out on the pitch in terms of the rest of the players to follow suit. If you see one guy pressing, then it kind of makes the rest of them press, and then you have a trickle on effect. But to be honest,
these comments are fucking horrible.
Yo, let me finish the speech before you start the hamster thing. But as much as I say that, he shouldn't be playing as much as he does. That's what I've always said. For Chelsea, he's overplayed and sometimes to the point where he's fatigued and he's picking up niggling injuries, and then his performances drop even more. He needs to be managed. He's a young player. And the funny thing is I see every other young player get managed. I see every other young player get rotated. So he should be too. So he's definitely overplayed regardless. And I would have started Grealish personally. But, this formation is wrong anyway. So I have to say.
Too much pressure on Mount, isn't it?
Yeah, there is. And to be honest, this formation, I don't mix with this formation regardless anyway. So that's something else that needs to change.
You see, with all that Matisse just said about Mount, that is England football in a nutshell. It does everything except for something. When we're talking about someone like James Rodriguez, who doesn't run around a lot, but you know what you're getting from James Rodriguez? You're getting quality, you're getting assists, you're getting goals, you're getting good passing, you've got vision off the charts. But with Mason Mount, I just heard a whole bunch of he's running around, he'll hustle and bustle. There's only so much of that though. It's gonna get you so far. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is England want to get about 10 more of those type of players in the team. You can't have that in the whole team. It don't work.
And we've got enough of them that we don't need another one. Jack Grealish we can afford to have one that's not like that, because we have so many that are like that. When you look at Henderson, when you look at Dyer, when you look at all these, they're just runners, bro. That's all they are.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you don't need Grealish to be another one of those, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, bro. It's a bit of a mad thing, bro. You lot, make sure you slap the like. No, I mean, it's been a nice interactive show, boy. Let's get us to 1,000 likes, bro. Make sure you follow the man. Then Matisse is finally on YouTube as well. You know what I mean? Ahmed, hey, mods, slap the YouTube, the YouTube in the comments as well. The Mandem's YouTubes now. You get me? Mandem are all on there. Obviously, you can follow Akeem on Instagram, Twitter, and obviously you man follow Cheeky Sport. I'm sure you do as well. KG, you got your YouTube channel up now, innit?
Yeah, man. KGTV. I'm gonna upload one in the next couple of weeks, but definitely get that up and running.
That's it. So you subscribe to it. And Matisse, bro, what's your one called? Have you still got bare digits and that? It look like a lottery ticket.
That's what mine's like though as well.
Oh, the link.
Yeah, but what's the name? What's the name? What's it called? What can they type in to find it?
I don't know if it's gonna come up because it's literally just been made. So if you click the link, hopefully if it's in the chat, then you'll get to it. But the channel is just MAH, so it's the name that I've been carrying on social media, which is basically just my initials. But I will get the hyperlink sorted once. I think it needs to be a few days before you can personalize it.
Oh,
so
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll personalize.
That's what I mean. So man will get the mod. See, the Ahmed's there. Whose one is that? That's KG's one there. That's what I'm saying. They're in the chat. My mods are on point. That's what I'm saying.
Mods.
So that's what I mean. So KG's one's in there. Matisse's one's coming through now. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. Obviously, you can follow Cheeky Sport and make sure you follow Akeem down there. Follow the man them. The ats are at the bottom. Do you know what I mean? Akeem's got a dust now anyway. So yeah, bro. Catch you in a bit, Akeem, bro.
Love, man.
Nice one, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you man, make sure you sub to the man then, bro. Like plenty of content coming. Me, Matisse, and DG are back tomorrow, 1 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? For the
Straight.
show. And that's it. And then yeah, it's just one of them mad ones. And then Premier League football's back this weekend, fam. Who have Leeds got?
I don't.
Wolves.
Wolves. That's gonna be a mad.
That's gonna be a banger of a game.
Yo, goals.
Yeah, man.
4-3 I predicted to Leeds.
Another one.
Yeah, trust.
That's gonna be a banger. That's gonna be an absolute banger of a game. And Chelsea have got who?
We are at home to Southampton, so I'm expecting a comfortable win, hopefully.
Yeah, that's all right. And then we've got fucking Newcastle away, haven't we? That's long, bruv.
And then obviously
I've got Callum Wilson down for a couple of fantasy points against you lot. So.
him twisting up Maguire. I seen this joke. Everyone's like, it's a good thing Maguire's suspension don't carry over to club football.
Bruv, I wish it did though. Flip me, no, bruv. You know, like that, bruv. Eric Bailly flipping played well in his last game as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, bruv, it's a bit of a joke thing. You get me? It's a bit of a joke thing. I'm not looking forward to this weekend. But
Merseyside derby as well. That's gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
Man
gonna be
City,
mad.
Arsenal. Man City, Arsenal. Two good games this weekend.
Juicy game this week. I'm telling you.
Hey, the Premier League is well and truly back then, people.
And another one, even though it's at the bottom, someone's got to get a point. Sheffield United, Fulham. So there's all kinds of good games to come this weekend,
I'm telling you, we needed this back. Internationals is not for me. I can't lie.
International break is trash, blood. I mean, that's the time we catch up on your Netflix series and that. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do, brother, in the international break. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's lit, bro. The Mandem's YouTube channels are in the comments. Make sure you sub to them. Now I'm saying we're back tomorrow with Matisse and DG, and then yeah, man, Saturday football's back, boys. So it's content all weekend, guys. So yeah, we're just getting started, man. But big up everyone in the chat. You know what I'm saying, and we'll catch you tomorrow.